The big thing that we've got to understand is that there were a number of players at the top levels of the FBI that continued to work with the media in an inappropriate manner in order to spin a narrative that we're still dealing with 2 years later. It's time the American people judge for themselves. Let's declassify everything and make sure that the truth comes out.
Republican Congressman Mark Meadows during a House Judiciary Committee hearing yesterday, his reaction there. The panel continues its investigation of the very origins of the Russia probe. Amid allegations, the FBI spied on the Trump campaign and then leaked information to reporters. Our headliner today, Ohio Republican Jim Jordan, ranking member on the House Oversight Committee. Sir, good day to you, and thank you for coming back to our
Good morning.
You were in the room yesterday when Hope Hicks was there. What happened, sir?
Yeah. Well, she couldn't answer a lot of questions, but Democrats knew that before they brought her in. But that doesn't stop them this is, I think, in many ways, just another political stunt from the Democrats. Here's the bottom line, Bill. If the president was falsely accused, do you investigate how the false accusation happened? Or do you continue to investigate something Bob Mueller spent 22 months on and come back and said no collusion, no coordination, no conspiracy, and didn't make a decision on obstruction? Do you continue to investigate that? Obviously, the Democrats have chosen the latter, and that's why they bring Hope Hicks in, even though they knew before she even came that she wouldn't be able to answer questions because of the privilege you have when you're a top advisor to the president of the United States.
How would you describe the tone in that room? Did Democrats stay on message?
I was there for the first hour, most of the first hour, when Mr. Nadler did the bulk of the questions. He went right into asking questions about Ms. Hicks's time as an advisor to the president, which they obviously knew was off limits, so it forced White House counsel to object each and every time. Again, I think all this underscores one fundamental thing. This is why the investigation the Attorney General of the United States is doing is so important. Never forget what Bill Barr said 12 weeks ago when he testified in front of the United States Senate. He said there was a failure of leadership at the upper echelon of the FBI. We know that's the case. You know, Comey, McCabe, Baker, Strzok, Page, all these people have been fired, demoted, left, a couple are under investigation by the Justice Department. He said spying occurred. He said there's a basis for his concern about the spying that took place. And then fourth, he said two terms that are scary. He talked about political surveillance and unauthorized surveillance. And he's going to get to the bottom of that. That is why his investigation, led by John Durham, is so darn important.
Well, Devin Nunes, the Republican from California, was with us yesterday. He said that he heard there were a lot of questions about her love life. What was your take on that?
No, I had two other hearings I had to be at, so I was just there for the first hour of the questioning. I'll have to go back and look at the transcript.
Was that inaccurate, his characterization, or do you know?
I have to look at the transcript to see what may or not been asked about that. I would hope that they wouldn't ask about those kind of questions. I mean, come on. But this is Jerry Nadler. This is the Democrats. I didn't... look, as I said, I think this was largely a political stunt. Think about this. They're going to continue to investigate something Bob Mueller spent 22 months on. But even prior to Mueller's investigation, when we deposed Jim Comey last year, we asked him about this, and he said after 10 months of the FBI investigating this, 10 months of them investigating, they had no evidence of any coordination, conspiracy, or collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia to influence the election. So 32 months, 19 lawyers, 40 FBI agents, $30 million, 500 witnesses, 2,800 subpoenas, no evidence, but the Democrats say, oh, we're going to bring in Hope Hicks.
Got it.
Even though we know she can't answer. That's what they did. So this is why Bill Barr's investigation
I want to move on to this
important.
political piece, but before I do, just one other note on that, since you were in the room. The transcript reveals that the chairman, Jerry Nadler, referenced her as Ms. Lewandowski on several occasions. Did you hear that?
He asked a lot of questions about Corey Lewandowski, even the first hour when I was there.
But she had to correct him and say, no, my name is Ms. Hicks.
And good for her. I'm glad you did correct him. I mean, come on. You're the chairman of the Judiciary Committee, and you're doing things like that, so I'm glad Ms. Hicks
And to be clear, he did apologize in some way and said that he was preoccupied when she corrected him. I want to move on to this political piece, Hope Hicks' testimony, a gift, political rights. Dems see Hope Hicks' testimony as huge gift in legal battle with Trump, an exclusive interview. Judiciary Chairman Jerry Nadler also said Democrats would soon sue former White House counsel Don McGahn, Congressman.
Yeah. Again, this is where they're going to go. This is impeachment. They just won't call it that. They don't have the guts to vote on it. But this is an impeachment inquiry. What they're doing, they just haven't officially went down that road and had the vote and called it that. So they're going to do what they're going to do. It's wrong. The American people understand it. They understand that there's no basis for it. But they're going to continue to go down this road, and it's unfortunate. Again, I keep coming back to the investigation that matters. The investigation that matters is the one Bill Barr is doing, where he's looking at this idea. Think about this. Emmett Flood sent a letter to the Attorney General a few weeks back, and he said this: if they can do this to a president of the United States, imagine what they can do to you and I. If they can use one party's opposition research document, dress it all up, make it appear like it's legitimate intelligence, take it to a secret court, get a warrant to go spy on the other party's campaign. If they can do that to a presidential candidate, imagine what they can do to you and I. And that is what is so scary, and why Bill Barr's investigation into the origins of this whole thing is so darn important.
Sir, thank you for your time. Jim Join, the Republican from Ohio.
Thanks, Congressman.
Thank you, guys.